Greetings everyone, my name is Greg. This video is going to be one of the exceptions to the rule with the Good and Kinky channel because as you can see I'm wearing my glasses because in this one I'm going to have to read. And I don't have my contacts in and I don't feel like putting them in at this time of the night. But the reason I'm doing this video now is I want Joshua Feuerstein to be prosecuted and convicted, really, of terroristic threats because of what you're going to see in this video.
Planned Parenthood has hunted down millions and millions of little innocent babies, stuck a knife into the uterus, cut them, pulled them out, crushed their skull with forceps, ripped their body apart, sold their tissue, and threw them bleeding into a trash bin. I say tonight, we punish Planned Parenthood. I think it's time that abortion doctors should have to run and hide and be afraid for their life.
That is clearly terroristic threats. It's not just an intention to incite violence. But before I get into that, let me address this thing where he said about babies. And let me enlighten all of you Christians on something. A baby indicates a child that has been born. Before birth, it is called an embryo or a fetus. It is not a baby until it is born. And life begins at your date. It does not begin at conception. If you want to have it that it is considered that's when life begins, you need to have it changed that way legally. So that on your driver's license it will say date of conception. Or on a job application you have date of conception instead of date of birth. Not to mention, I think young kids looking to drive, they would like that because they could get to drive 9 months sooner. Just like kids when they turn 21 and they want to drink. Hey, cool. I can drink 9 months sooner. Or when they are going to be 18. Woohoo! I get to be 18 9 months sooner. You wouldn't have an argument from young people. The issue you would have is with basically the rest of us that would look at you and go, you're fucking crazy. The thing is, don't let the abortion subject distract you from the fact of what Joshua Feuerstein is doing is terroristic threats. In that short 30-second video, he officially is a terrorist. He is trying to incite terrorism. As if we haven't seen enough school shootings, or enough shootings in general. He wants more. The thing is, someone like that should be, as the link will be in the description bar below, he should be prosecuted for attempting to incite violence, at the very least. And I would encourage everybody to go to this site, put your name in, email address, zip code, and sign the petition to have him prosecuted. Because this is serious. I don't know about you, but I have had fucking enough of these jackasses wanting to go around doing shootings and so forth. I don't give a fuck about his religion. His religion doesn't even factor into this. It doesn't matter. It is a moot point in this. The issue is domestic terrorism. Terroristic threats. Because the reason I say terroristic threats is how terroristic threats are defined. Terroristic threat offenses not only punish the speech, but the intended result of the speech. If a state's terroristic threat penalty code only punished for the speech, then it could be subject to constitutional challenge. It is because of these challenges that the states have expanded their terroristic threat statutes to include any additional component with the offending speech. Usually the second component is an intent to terrorize, harm, intimidate, or disrupt a government function. Some states will call this terroristic threat, which others will call the same conduct terroristic threatening or criminal threat. Regardless of the specific name used, the general proof requirements are the same. The first component is proving that something was said that could be considered a threat. Words are often subject to interpretation. This interpretation will usually be evaluated from the victim's point of view. For example, if a husband tells his wife, "I'm going to kill you," then the threat is fairly direct, and any person, including the wife, would consider the statement threatening. Some threats are more veiled, but the context of the statement could be considered a threat. The second component is the intent of the threat. People make casual threats every day. To separate playful threats from the serious or disturbing ones, states add a component requiring that the intent of the threat to be for some specific illegal purpose. Some intent examples are using a variety of in a variety of states include intending to terrorize victim, intending to terrorize or intending to disrupt public operations or event, intending to intimidate a witness, intending to scare police officers. Intent to terrorize is the most common type of intent required, which definitely fits what Joshua Feuerstein is trying to do. What really gets my attention with this is the punishment aspect of it. And that's what I really want to draw to your attention. Because basic penalty range for terroristic threat convictions is from 60 days to 20 years in prison, depending on the severity of the threat. Basic threats are considered a misdemeanor. Arkansas, for example, punishes minor threats to parties as misdemeanor offenses. More serious threats, like those to kill or cause substantial damage, are punished as felonies, which can be included up to 20 years in prison. And that is what he should be charged with, because that is what he is trying to do. To me, it's very cut and dry. It's only a 30-second video, but I would find it rather ironic if that 30-second video got his ass 20 years in prison. Because it's as if Joshua Feuerstein thinks we haven't had enough shootings. We need more. And people want to blame guns. No, you blame the idiot. More than the weapon. The weapon is not the issue. Just like the abortion subject is not the issue. It is what the person wants to use that as an excuse to try and bring about the terrorism that they want to incite. It's not enough for someone like Joshua Feuerstein to be able to have the freedom to believe whatever he wants. He wants to have the right to be able to force it down your throat and mine. And that is something we, the people, have to stand up and say, fuck you, Joshua Feuerstein. Fuck you, ISIS. Fuck you, anyone that would want to take away our freedom to try and impose your tyranny. It just doesn't fly here, and it can't. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. And please, by all means, go and sign that petition. Talk to you later, people.